Good morning, laddies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku had the bomb fruit. Basically, from One Piece as his power. So, yeah. And this is his suit of armor, where he can't move as fast. But he is supposed to be, looks like this character. There's what he looks like. But he also has another power. Every time he uses it then he gets a new power. Like, it changes every time he uses his explosion on himself. I know, he looks like Iron Man knockoff, so yeah. And I'm also throwing in zoomies, so just to let you guys know. And comment down below of which One Piece anime characters, there's anime fruits, do you want me to use in the next video? I was thinking about using Luffy's Gum fruit or the Fire Fist Ace's one. So, yeah. So, let's begin with Zumi, when they were getting born, he didn't activate his power. So, yeah, until after he was born, and when he was age of 4, his mother was a scientist. So the builder. So basically, she builds a suit of armor for her son, because when she was ready for him to, because when he activated it for the first time, him with all 5 fingers, or actually with one finger, tries to grab the mount thing, it randomly turned into one of those. It explodes as she says, "Alright, ready to put you in the suit." So they basically did. And they find him weird. So now the time passed, 15 years, and the Zuko wasn't, or actually when he picks up the pencil in his suit of armor and he drew, or he wrote, or he did a written part as he was or the things, they're like nanite. So he basically put his arm thing, touched the ground as he told his sister that, ready? As they're like, yeah. As they made sure everyone was back all the way. So he puts his hand on the ground. And then he did the same thing. What this guy did. When he made the entire city, or fake city, explode. And he bends his fingers as a 993 formed back into his arm. As when they saw him for using that power, they couldn't believe it. That this kid's power, as Bakugo was like, what? You have explosion quirk? As his sister talks for him. No, he doesn't have a quirk. He has a power ability that allows him to have random explosions. But his quirk is actually a called the quick shot. What do you mean? It's basically, or she says, it's basically like Snipe, but watered down version of it. As they're like, sheesh. So you're saying that he has two different things. One that we witnessed, and the other he can basically snipe anyone with his quirk or his power ability, right? Yes. As it was the end of the match, so he didn't get any points. So he's get put in Class 1B. As they can also turn it on or off. But he doesn't realize that. So when he got put in Class 1B, and yeah, he basically went through. I'm skipping the ball throw and the Here's versus Inlands. But at the USJ, he went, or his Class 1B and the Class A went to USJ. Yeah. But they got ambushed by the villains, and yes, they attacked, and as his lower jaw, or when he actually got teleported to with human Pikachu and Momo and Jiro, as he could see all for or no, he can see his sister's class 1A's teacher is getting attacked by the Nomu, as he comes in and his lower jaw area, the red underneath his mask lowered, and when he stuck his tongue out, as he because as he licks the Nomu and entire his entire back, as he has those toothbrush things, so he and the Nomu who became so that even its entire body or its regeneration can't keep up. So kaboom goes the Nomu. Yeah. It's just insane. When it went off, all my, or no, it rocked the entire world, or entire Japan, and they saw it, and man, they knew Luca was not messing around. So yeah, he basically, or his sister says, "Good job. It's my big brother for you." Because that's why he bites his own tongue when he and holds his tongue. As Froggerl and Monader is looking at her saying, so basically you're, yeah. So, and some of you might not know what a boom boom fruit is. This one. So yeah, that's what he has. And no, I just thought about the possibility of Zuko having that as his abilities. So yeah, he basically when he basic or when let's get back to the story. So yeah, so Zuko was basically after that, as he says, because he had to stick his tongue out, and he told them that it was the ready, as Sharky-san looks at Zuko and says, You're not leaving here alive, aren't you? As he comes in and tries to like disintegrate Zuko, but Zuko dodges it, and like when he as he actually flicked him away. Yeah, as he this is a disgusting part. He literally picks out his booger and flung it like it's just like how if you haven't seen the anime of One Piece, there's this one character that could flick a coin at anything with a top speed. So he flicks it and or so he when he flicked his booger at the one, it became big or getting bigger, and as it explodes right in front of him, basically injuring him so bad as he's like as his own sister walks over and like wipes his nose for him because she knows that if he touches his nose, then his nose becomes bigger than yeah. So now I'm skipping the sports festival and internship thing. And before we got into sports festival, Ninja asked Zuko to come to his office as they so he did, and he says, "You know why you're here, right?" As Ninja remembers that Zuko can't talk out because as his own sister had to come with him. As you know why you are here, right? As Zumi says, we understand that his power is too dangerous. Yes, and that's why we're banning him from UA until because we don't want to have students like you, Zumi, to like to get randomly trying to, as he says, as she understands why, as one. So I'm skipping the camp arc because, and plus Zumi got one for all. By the way, I forgot to mention, and so she beats up the bad guys in. But now the raid was all for one. Or actually, instead of raid, or during the sports festival, because Zuko wasn't there, all for one decided, Kiri, I want you to teleport this his character or this Zuko Midoriya character to me immediately. as he gets teleported, as All for One says, Zuko Midoriya, you're powerful. Your ability allows you to, when you touch something, animate object, you can make it go big, then explodes. I want that power for myself. I already seen your power of what you do to my Nomu. With just your tongue. So, yeah. As during the sports festival, Zumi gets a call from her mother of Zuko hasn't made it home yet. As Zumi is like, calm down, mother, calm down. He's probably taking a detour. Her or something. Just as Tanya is hearing their conversation, as Zumi was being like, hey, go find him when I get the opportunity, okay? Just don't worry. You know Zuko better than me. Yeah. As as after she hung up and Tanya was like, okay. So what was that all about? As she walks up to like a wall and she punched the wall so hard it like dented so much. As he's like, okay, something tells me that it revolves around your brother. Yes. As Umi says, yeah, he didn't make it home. I speculated it was the villains that took him. So now at the villain's base, Zuko was like, if you want my ability, you have to fight me for it. Never asked. As they like go head to head, as Zuko remembers that he's always reckless, but he used his own power. So when he touched the top of his roof in his mouth, as he becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and his explosion, like a nuclear bomb, rattled the entire world. As he took All for One with him, as that bomb explosion even got Hero Killer Stain shook up. As everyone is like panicking, is is like, is this a villain attack or something? As yeah, so Zuko, or so All for One, or actually Zuko used, like, he can, or when he touched the All for One, and at this exact same time, him, they both exploded, and of course, All for One died because his regeneration and his immortality couldn't keep up. So, boom goes the dynamite. So yeah, as the entire base of villains base, all the villains died, or like they all got knocked out. As yeah, so Zuko was basically, when they came to see what happened, they, as they see a big tall guy, he's standing, ending about, he is basically tall enough to be past even All Might's buffed up form. As he says, that was interesting. As his voice got deeper, as when he had pants on, and when he touched the back of his neck, as he doesn't explode, or he turned it off somehow. So he turns around, um, um, and sees a pro heroes like All Might, as he looks at him, as he says, thanks a lot, you jerks. Can I do something? Sure. As he punches All Might right in the chest, sending him flying. And all the pro heroes were like, wait, so, who are you again? I'm Zuko. As he turns around, as he points to, as he looks down, as he sees a helmet of All for One. He picks it up as he says, here. As he walks over to a detective. Here you go, detective. This is evidence. As the detective and chief of police sees, he looks up, or they look up and looks at the helmet, and so yeah, Zuko was basically as when they saw his like form, man, all of the Earls, even except for Zumi and Inko, when they saw him on the news of, well, this big bad guy, or this big guy named Zuko Midoriya, has killed all for one off. As he says, as he was been like that since like they even had to like they even had to make sure that he gets a and like a front row seat. As he says, well, little sister, it's good to see, you know. As they're like, wow, Zuko. So, how did you become from being in that pseudo armor to being a jacked up, um, buffed up guy? Well, since that warp guy, I believe it was Kirigiri that I remember, he teleported me to All for One, and he it's like basically he captured me, but he so All for One told me that about the you can all about the base thing. Like everything. Like he basically became became a one that wanted his power, and I gave it to him, but his body can't handle that much power ability. So yeah. As yeah, the he doesn't, or his voice was so deep that even like his own sister's like, dude, calm down. As even Nezu asked Zuko to come back to UA to go see him. As he comes back, as everyone was basically staring right at him. Like, they were even asking them, like, because they told themselves that he's, or in their heads, he's more attractive. The one who wants to date him so bad was Momo Irozu. So yeah, when Zuko shows up at Nezu's office as, hello, Zuko. It's been a long time. And So yeah. He says, yeah, not long enough, I see. Well, how about joining back into UA? The same one that you said that I was no longer go to this school because of couldn't control myself. Plus, yes. But you're powerful now. For some reason, as he says, but I'm bumping you up to class 1A. Because you're a. With the power level, he actually could control his own explosions. His ones that, instead of having to live in constant fear, he can turn it on to a certain parts of his body. And then he could turn them off at will. So yeah, he got bumped up to class 1A, and then as plus, who else wanted to date him so bad? Of course, Big Hands Girl, the one, oops, not her. Sorry about that. My mom was walked into my bedroom. So yeah, her, and he kind of looks scary. So, and her on a bottom. Rinko. Oh, they both, between Momo, her, the orange-haired girl, and the silver-haired girl. So, yeah, he basically, as everyone else, like Todoroki at first. Todoroki says this guy must be like a pro hero. I've never seen him around. As Zumi says, that's my brother, by the way. As when Todoroki heard that, wait, so the same brother that got banned from this school turned into that? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Huh. I thought he was a pro hero person. Yeah. So, then, as that was day after he got home and surprised his mother. Like at first she was doing something, and then when she turned, and when Inko saw Zumi, was like, who's this? Who is this man? Oh, this man is, remember? Is you saw on the news? He's Zuko Midoriya, remember? My brother. Oh, as she didn't realize, as she runs up and tackles her own son and about it, and like, yeah. And so yeah. he basically. So, and after that, and then. So he goes to class 1A instead of class 1B. So he basically he can, so he talks more to his friends and treats them as their own family. As Endeavor's like, well, I want to see how strong he is. As Zuko says, or, or actually Endeavor says, are you gonna be chickened out on me? I thought you were gonna be a boom. As as Zuko straight up punches Endeavor so hard, blood came out of all Endeavor's mouth. No, sent him flying. As he says, no, it's just the facing you is like facing a 2-year-old child. As everyone is like, they both looked. So now the camp arc, Ern, as he so he battled against Muscular. Yeah. He says, huh, I would rather just smack you around than having to kill you. As, oh, come on. As Endeavor didn't realize until 5 seconds later, boom! Hits, or he gets hit by Zuko with enough force to kill a elephant. Yeah. As he says, huh, they really don't make villains like these. As he's beating, as he picks up all Muscular, and like, he says, huh, as he had some handcuffs thing. So he basically mobilized the quirks. As he says, huh, there we go. Now put him on my shoulder. And then as he picks up Coda, puts him on his other shoulder as he walks. And he, as he Coda knows that he's not messing around when, as he tells him, if he was the one that your parents died from, they were just trying to do their jobs. But me, I do it for being kindness to, okay, to everyone. As Coda's like, yeah, but you're the nicest pro hero that I ever met. You'll never be like those, what my father and my mother were trying to do. Huh. Well, around that subject. So, tell me, Coda, your about your parents. Were they nice to you? Yeah, it's just they weren't abusing me or anything like that, but it was the basically. So yeah, then the radar happened without All for One, and then of course Zuko, who helped them make things go a little bit smooth. So he says, I do know how to turn it on and off at the points of my body. So as he trains his power, as he goes with all my fingers, he made a tree explode. So yeah, as yeah, his popularity went through the roof. As so he basically he does face off against Hero Killer Stain in the raid arc as who basically knocked his butt out. And what else? What else? Okay. So during the overhaul fight, when he was just a monster form, as he tells them to get clear, as his sister knows that he's gonna activate the ability to his like left hand or right hand, left hand. So when he touched the overhaul fight or touched Overhaul's arm, the entire body of Overhaul exploded. Loaded with enough force to. But he narrows it down to. It could just the explosion. So it was just a pop. So yeah. Not like. I mean, something that's like. Kaboom! Sorry. Volume warning. So, the Zuko was basically. Alright. So, and Momo Ho and Big Hands Girl and the silver haired girl, they all three of them walked up to Zuko and asked him to go on a date with all three. Okay. As they all three of them got dating, and then they all three, or all of them, all four got married. So yeah, three of them got married to Zuko, and yeah, and Todoroki, Ernie, and Bakugo got married to Zomi. And so yeah, it's weird. So then, of course, Ochako actually when I said 4, or when I said 3, I meant 4. Not married to, because Ochako. So basically, he has 4 wives and 2 kids each. So basically, he had 8 kids, and Zumi, his sister, got 2 kids, 1 for each. So yeah, he was basically pretty buffed. He can transform different. He can use different powers, and he also used, when he really gets mad, run. So yeah. So this is the end of the video, and please leave a like, share, subscribe.